But again, I know this is a very open-ended question, but what would you change given the experience that you've had in the last like year and a bit?
That's a really hard question. I think on a real small scale, I probably wouldn't personally buy all the good things that come in. I would let them go and be put on the platform because I've got a terrible habit of just siphoning off the bits I like. But I'm not. As of 2023,
You're being good.
I'm being, business first, not my personal wardrobe. But from a business perspective, I think maybe you'd sort of go down some avenues, maybe in certain areas of marketing that didn't work. So it's more little choices we made that actually didn't get the best return on investment that I'd just skip. But nothing big, thankfully. We haven't done anything rash. Being a founder is very, very hard. Yeah. And actually, it's evolved. My role has evolved so much since I last spoke to you in the past year. And when I spoke to you last, I was on the ground, sort of in the trenches, doing the bread and butter, the groundwork of the business. And as we've got more people, now my role is much more managerial, and that comes with its own challenges. And sometimes I just want to be back tagging the clothes, shooting the clothes, steaming the clothes. I want to be back on the ground. It seems less stressful in many ways.
I guess what's harder, being on TV, Made in Chelsea, or being a founder?
Being a founder. Without a doubt. Made in Chelsea was fun. Yes, you get backlash if you say something stupid or if you snog the wrong person, but you're shooting in these incredible locations. I think right now they're filming in Australia for the season. It feels like you're just living free time life and there just happens to be cameras like now. This would be it. This is literally it. And then you'd bugger off for the rest of the day and do whatever you want. It was so fun.
I guess like being a founder it's a lot of work that people don't see. So it's quite a contrast because it's like with Made in Chelsea, like there's cameras everywhere. I guess like there's stuff behind the scenes that people don't see, but with being a founder, there is a lot that people see, and it's maybe 5% of what the reality is.
Yeah.
So it's like you steaming the clothes, doing all that stuff. You don't really show that stuff.
No. It'd be really boring.
Yeah, but being a founder, a lot of the time, it is quite boring. It's not an easy thing to do, and it's massively glamorized in the public eye, I would say. And that's why I guess like I started this podcast as well, is to show that it's not as glamorous as people think. It's a lot of hard work. It's not for everyone. Which is why I find your story very interesting, because it was your first business. You must have learned a lot in the experience of like what being a founder actually means.
And I'm really lucky that I've got two co-founders who are older men, and this isn't their first business venture, and they've been fantastic mentors, and I'm lucky to have that support, which is symbiotic. It goes both ways, but nonetheless, I couldn't imagine just doing it on my own. That seems unhinged to me. When people go off and do it on their own, that's a different gravy. So I feel like that team really helps.
And then now you're getting people in, so you're growing the team. So I guess how are you finding that actually, growing the team and being the leader?
Funnily enough, growing up, I was always called bossy, and I knew it would come into fruition somewhere. I knew it would become useful. It's actually a terrible, probably quite sexist word, actually. I don't know of many boys that are called bossy, but
yeah, I think it is.
That was genuinely my nickname. And I've now managed to hopefully sort of nurture that side of me into a leader. I think I'm quite an empathetic leader. I care a lot about how my team are feeling. But leaders are all very different. My team are my age. So that's quite hard to straddle, the friendship, but also the work relationship. But I'm really good friends with now all my team. I didn't know any of them before, but now we've all become really good friends. And that in my current business, that works because you need good chemistry for everything that we do on camera and social media. And also in startups, it's a lot of work. It's not a lot of financial reward at the beginning at all. Yeah. And so you need to create an environment that people want to come back to. And we have a really fun good energy, good vibes environment, which I'm really lucky for.
So you think that's a good thing in terms of like building more of a personal relationship with the team, even though I guess on paper you control salary, you control whether they get fired or not. Like, would you say that's like a positive thing for growing the business at first?
I think that's the leader I probably always will be, depending on how long I'm a leader for. I think I am just quite a personable person, and I find it easier to be friends with the people I'm working with. It also is just the case that they are all my age. And so if you weren't friends, then if you didn't get on, it'd be really hard to work together because we work all so closely. But yeah, maybe one day it'll come to bite me in the bottom. We'll see.
So when you have a team where I guess you're in an industry in the fashion industry where people are, I guess, more relaxed and like more personal, it's very difficult to actually like have a barrier between them, especially when they're the same age as you. You're so close with them. You're working very closely. You're working more for the people around you rather than for the financial benefit. So I completely agree with you. At the beginning, it is very difficult to even have that line if you want to instill it.
Yeah, and sometimes I want to be a bit more, what's Meryl Streep in Devil Wears Prada? As in, sometimes I'm like, maybe I want to be someone that walks into a room and everyone goes like, she's here.
Oh, right, I see.
But I can't. I'm not very scary. But I think it's about having that mutual respect, being someone that your team feels comfortable to come to if they've got an issue, but also not being scared to say, actually, we're doing this, or giving feedback. Because not everyone will be with us at the Cirkel till the end of the Cirkel's journey or till whatever the Cirkel's next phase is. But I want to be able to provide a really good stepping stone to wherever their future endeavor lies.
So like for the Cirkel next steps, like what is the whole ambition? Like where do you want to be in like a few years' time?
I would love to be one of the big main resale platforms in the UK, if not starting to spread further afield. And continue to make it easier for people to make better decisions. That's all it's about. It's just making it, and creating a platform where it's just so easy to do it. You almost don't need to educate people because it's fun and easy in its own right. And then I don't mind the reasons why people get into secondhand. I got into secondhand because I could afford clothes I couldn't otherwise afford. It has the same impact. It has the same impact at the end of the day on the environment. So I don't mind. I'll try every which way to get people to shop secondhand.